Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay. Where do we stop last week? We are still on public debt. By God's grace, today we are going to finish public debt. Probably, if we still have time, we are going to move to transcript. So where do we stop last week? Regarding to public debt. Where do we stop? Where do we stop? The last class.
Debt management strategies.
Okay. Yes, I remember. So today we are going to move to government domestic borrowing instruments. What are the government domestic borrowing instruments? If government want to borrow money within the country, what are the instruments government may use to borrow money within the country? Domestic means internal borrowing. So government domestic borrowing instrument is what we are going to look at today. Government domestic borrowing instruments. Some of these government domestic borrowing instruments may have long time tenor, some may have medium time, while some may have short time. So we are going to look at them one by one. Number one government domestic borrowing instrument that we look at is Treasury bill. Treasury bill. Treasury bill, they are highly liquid finance obligation of the federal government issued on its behalf by central bank. Central bank, they are the ones that normally issue out treasury bill on behalf of federal government. And treasury bill, the minimum subscription of treasury bill that an holder can subscribe for is 10,000 naira. Treasury bill matured for 91 days, which is after 3 months. Is going to mature. That means after 3 months, which is 91 days, the holder will collect back the principals and the interest. So that is Treasury bill. Treasury bill is a short-time government domestic borrowing. It is a short-time government domestic borrowing. So we have another one called Treasury certificate. Treasury certificate, they are interest any obligation of the federal government. This one, they are also issued by the central bank, but the maturity period ranges from 1 to 2 years. That means it is more than 91 days. This one, the maturity period ranges from 1 to 3 years. So treasury certificates, they are mostly subscribed by commercial bank, discount house, insurance company, etc. So their own maturity period are from 1 year to 2 years. So, and the unique thing about treasury certificate is the interest is higher than the one of treasury bill because of the maturity period. So treasury certificate, we can call it a medium time investment, medium time government domestic borrowing. That is treasury certificates. The next one is federal government bond. Federal government bond. Federal government bond, they are issued by Debt Management Office. Whereas in this class, we are still going to look at function of Debt Management Office. Federal government bonds are issued by Debt Management Office on behalf of federal government. So where the bondholder will be paid principal and interest as at when due. The unique thing about this federal government bond is they have maturity period that range from 10 years. Some may be 15 years, 30 years, 20 years. So every year before the federal government bond matured, where the bondholder will collect the principal amount, every year the bondholder will be entitled to interest, and the interest will be at fees. It can be 10% federal government bond, 15% federal government bond. So the holder is going to receive fixed interest rate every year. It is a long-term government domestic borrowing. And the unique thing about federal government bond is one of the risk-free debt instruments. Is one of the risk-free debt instruments. So if you want to invest your fund in an instrument, security instrument, one of the risk-free that you can invest your fund that have more securities is federal government bonds. So that is federal government bond. We have another one called federal government saving bond. Federal government saving bond. For the federal government saving bonds, they are also issued by Debt Management Office on behalf of federal government. But this savings bond has their own unique objective. One of the objectives of this federal government bond is to deepen the national saving culture of Nigeria citizens. To deepen the national saving culture of Nigeria citizens. Another one is to provide opportunity to all citizens in respect of income level to contribute to national development. So another one is to enable all citizens to participate and benefit from favorable return available in the capital market. So that is federal government saving bond. It's just like federal government bond, but this one is to encourage the saving culture of Nigeria citizens. And it is also a long-time security, long-time government domestic borrowing. So that is federal government savings bond. We have another one called government development stock. Government development stock. What is government development stock? They are the long-term government securities issued by security market, issued through the security market, which is the stock exchange. And they are issued to finance development projects. They are issued to finance development projects like construction of road, construction of bridge, construction of airports. So they are used to finance development projects. And this government development stock is not issued to the general public. It is issued to some specific investors. Some specific investors, because the minimum subscription for government development stock is like 20 million, 50 million. So some of the some of the subscribers that subscribe for this government development stock, they are not general public. They are specific investors like insurance company, bank, telecommunication company, oil and gas. You understand? So most of the giant company, merchant bank, they are the ones that acquired this government development stock. We have another one called Federal Government Solvency Sukuk. Federal Government Solvent Sukuk. This one is otherwise called Sukuk bond. This one is otherwise called Sukuk bond. It is an Islamic investment certificate that represents ownership interest of the holder in an asset or pool of assets. It entitles the holder to receive income from the use of the asset. So in this Sukuk bond, because of religion issue in Islam, interest is haram. So because interest is haram, some of the religious Muslim faithful, they will not want to subscribe for any investment, any instrument that have interest elements. So this Sukuk bond is designed according to the Islamic doctrine, according to the Islamic culture, so that those who don't want to earn interest can also subscribe for government security. The unique thing about this Sukuk bond is that the holder of this Sukuk bond receive profit or income. They are part of the ownership of the project. When government issue out Sukuk bond, they use it to develop a project. That project will be a joint ownership. Joint ownership in a sense that the holder will have stake, they will have shares in that project, and that project will be a generating revenue project. So from the proceeds of revenue generation, the holder too will share profit. The holder will receive profit rather than interest. In a year when there is no profit, the holder will not receive anything. So rather than other bonds that have specific interest rates, that either government make profit or not, they will collect interest. But this one, they are receiving income, profit. They are joint ownership to the project. That is what Sukuk bond is look like. If you want to subscribe for Sukuk bond, the minimum subscription is 10,000, and Sukuk bond is issued in multiple of 1,000 per bond. So another type of bond we should look at is general obligation bond. General obligation bond. These are the type of bonds backed by the full faith and credit of the issuer. In addition to the power of the issuer to introduce tax or take any other step necessary to repay the bonds, they are frequently used to pay for the construction of the road, schools, prison, and other public facility or other public infrastructure. Let me explain this general obligation bond. They are the type of government bond where the fund is used for construction of non-revenue generating projects. This fund, this bond, government use the proceeds to construct a non-revenue generating project, like to construct public school, to build more prison, to provide more public infrastructure, construction of road. So when government want to repay back this bond, they will introduce special tax. From the special tax or increase the rate of tax, from that increase in the rate of tax, it is from there government will repay back the bond. The bond, government does not use the bond to finance a revenue generating project. So that is general obligation bond. Aside from general obligation bond, we also have another one called revenue bond. Revenue bond is otherwise called municipal bond. Municipal bond simply means state bond. Those bonds normally issued by state government. This revenue bond, when state government issued it out, they use it to finance a revenue generating project. They are using the bond to finance a revenue generating project, such as purchase of public transport. When they purchase public transport, public buses, when they purchase it, so people that enter the buses will pay a token. From the paying of that token, they will use it to pay back the bond holder. So if state government issue out a revenue bond, they are using it to finance a revenue generating project. And it is from the proceeds of such project they will pay back the interest and the principal to the bond holder. That is revenue bond. What is the requirements for revenue bond? If a state want to issue out a revenue bond, what is requirement? What are the requirements? Number one, identification of government authority to borrow. State must provide the authority, the legislative approval to borrow money or to issue out a bond, and type of activities to which the enabling legislation apply, type of activities to which they will use the bond 4. Type of projects that they are using the bond to finance. It must be stated in the revenue bond. It will be part of the requirement of revenue bond. Another requirement is general grants of power to acquire, construct, improve, and extend the special improvement to issued revenue bond. The power given to acquire, construct, improve, and extend special improvement to issued revenue bond. We have another one. Requirement that issuing body should establish sufficient charges or rates to operate and maintain the project so that to meet up principal interest payment. This one is talking about the rates that those who are benefiting from the projects that the revenue bond is used to finance, the rates that they will be paying, so that the issuer, which is the government, the state government, can meet up the principal and interest payments. Another one, guarantee that the revenue bond have all the quality of a negotiated instrument under the appropriate law of the state. Guarantee that the revenue bond have all the qualities of a negotiable instrument under the appropriate law of the state. Another requirement for revenue bond is remedy to be initiated when there is default. What are the remedies that will be initiated when there is default? That is on revenue bond. Now, we have talked about state government, we have talked about government domestic borrowing instruments. We mentioned treasury bill, treasury certificate, federal government bond, development stock, sukuk bond, general obligation bond, revenue bond. For the sake of time, we can now move to requirements or documentation for state government domestic instruments. Documentation for state government domestic instruments. If government want to borrow money internally, if a state government want to borrow money internally, what are the documentation for state government borrowing? If a state government want to issue out a bond, they want to issue out a revenue bond. If they want to issue out a revenue bond, they will issue it out through Security and Exchange Commission, SEC. So, what are the documentation that will be required for state government domestic instrument? It's the same thing as documentation for state government borrowing. Number one, profile of the state. Profile of what? of the state, showing what? Population, major industry, their location, and other major projects embarked upon by the state. Profile of the state, showing population, major industry, their location, and other major projects embarked upon by what? By the state. Example is Lagos state government want to raise funds through domestic borrowing, through revenue bond. Profile of Lagos State showing population. The population of Lagos State is about 68 million. The major industry, one of the major industry in Lagos State is Dangote Refinery. We have flour mill. There are so many major industries in Lagos State. And their location, Dangote Refinery is located in Lekki, Ekpe, Express, Axis. Other major projects embarked upon by the state.
Hello, we can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
the
sir.
network is bad. So, yeah. Now, we have a profile of the state. We have mentioned that. Another one is profile of asset and liability of the state in the last 5 years. Is one of the requirements or documentation for state government debt instruments. Sources of revenue for the past 5 years, indicating their performance contribution of each sources to the total revenue, is one of the sources, is one of the requirements too. The law of the state authorizing the state to borrow from the capital market, so it's one of the requirements too. Visibility study report of the project to be financed. Evidence of federal government guarantee. If a state want to borrow money or they want to raise money through capital markets, federal government must guarantee them. Federal government must give them a letter of guarantee. It's one of the major requirements. This letter of guarantee means that federal government, they are aware of that borrowing that state government want to borrow, and they approve the borrowing. Without letter of guarantee, if any bank borrow the state government money, that bank borrow the money at their own risk. Because if they did not provide guarantee, if the state default in payment of the loan, federal government will not have power to deduct the loan at source from the statutory allocation. But if federal government give them the guarantee, that guarantee will make federal government to deduct the loan at source. Another requirement, letter of authority from state government to the CBN or to the Accountant General of the Federation to permit direct deduction of both principal and interest from statutory allocation in case of default. Letter of authority from the state government to the CBN or to the Accountant General of the Federation to permit what? Direct deduction of both principal and interest from statutory allocation in case of default. This one means state government will write a letter to the Accountant General that Accountant General, in case this money I want to raise in the capital market, or this money I want to borrow in the capital market, in case I default, you have a right to deduct the money from the statutory allocation. From the statutory allocation, you have a right to deduct the money there before you pay me my statutory allocation. That is letter of authority. So these are the requirements or documentation for state government borrowing. Like I said, number one is profile of the state, showing the population of the state, major industry, their location, and the major projects embarked upon by the state. And second requirement, profile of asset and liability of the state in the last 5 years. Sources of revenue of the state in the last 5 years. Law authorizing the state to borrow from the capital market. Visibility study report of the project to be financed. Evidence of federal government guarantee and letter of authority from the state government. That is documentation for state government borrowing. Another one is problem facing state government in financing projects through capital markets. If a state government want to raise money through capital market, what are the problems state government may face? Number one, poor accounting system on the part of the state government. Some of the state government, they don't maintain proper book of accounting. So poor accounting system. Another one is lack of qualified personnel to evaluate, appraise, and monitor the project. Some of the state government, they don't have consultants that understand how to raise money in the capital markets. So that one too is part of the problems. So another problem faced by the state is poor performance of the existing state government project. The project state government is handling presently, they are not performing very well. So this one may deprive them from having access to more capital in the stock exchange or in the capital markets. So another one is preference for short-term investment by the public. So if state government raise money through the capital market, the payment period is long. But most of the investors, they prefer short-term investment that they realize their money back immediately. These are the problems encountered by the state while borrowing money in the capital markets. The next heading that we need to look at now is called Debt Management Office, DMO. Debt Management Office, DMO. This Debt Management Office was established in 2000, in the year 2000. And one of the reasons why they established them is to coordinate the management of Nigeria debt. They are the ones that coordinate the management of what? Nigeria debt. Nigeria debt simply means government debt. They are the ones that keep the record of how much federal government is owing, how much every state is owing as a debt. When you want to get the record, assuming you are a bank, you want to borrow a state money, you have to go and do your background check in the office of what? DMO, Debt Management Office. The office of DMO will tell you how much the state is owing and who are the creditor, the state, the lender, the state are owing presently. Likewise too, federal government too. Debt management office, they are the one that maintain the debt statistic. They are the one that manage the federal government debt. So the total amount federal government is owing as of today, if you want to know it, you go to debt management office. This debt management office was established in the year 2000. Prior to the establishment of debt management office, Nigeria government, most especially federal government, they don't keep track record of their debt profile. Federal government don't have track record of their debt profile. They don't know how much they are owing. So that is the reason why they establish debt management office, so that they will coordinate the management of Nigeria debt. As it is right now, our debt, our external debt is going to 276 million. President Jonathan left our debt profile to 12 trillion. President Buhari increased it to about 70-something trillion. Within a year, our present government has increased the debt profile, external debt profile, to 276 trillion just within a year. This was in the news last week. You understand? Every Nigeria citizen, they are owing 700,000 in the government debt. Because that our debt profile, the debt where Nigeria government is owing, we need to divide it based on the population of Nigeria. What we are saying is every Nigerian now is owing 700,000 as part of the government debt. What are the power and function of debt management office? What are the power and function of DMO? What are the power and function of DMO? Number one power of DMO is to issue and manage federal government loan. To issue and manage federal government loan. Another one is to issue guidelines for smooth operation of the debt conversion program of the federal government. They are the one that we issue guidelines for smooth operation of debt conversion program of the federal government. Another power is to do such thing which, in the opinion of the board, relating to the management of external debt of the federal government, is to do such thing which, in the opinion of the board, relating to the management of the external debt of the federal government. Function of debt management office. What are the functions of debt management office? Function of debt management office. Function of debt management office. What are the functions of debt management office? Number one function of debt management office is to do what? To maintain reliable database of all loan taken or guaranteed by the federal government. To maintain database of all loan taken or guaranteed by the federal government and the state government to maintain a reliable database of all loan taken or guaranteed by the federal government or state government. Another function is to prepare and submit to the federal government a focus of loan services obligation for each financial year. To prepare and submit to the federal government a focus of loan services obligation for each financial year. Another function is to prepare and implement a plan for efficient management of external. To prepare and implement a plan for efficient management of Nigeria external and domestic debt obligation. Another function is to set guidelines for the management of federal government financial risk and currency exposure. To set guidelines for management of federal government financial risk and currency exposure with respect to all loans. Another one, to advise federal government on restructuring and refinancing of all debt obligation. To advise what? Federal government on restructuring and refinancing of all debt obligation is one of the functions of Debt Management Office. Another function is to establish and maintain relationship with international and local financial institutions. To establish and maintain relationship with international and local financial institutions. Another function is to administer debt conversion program of the federal government. To administer debt conversion program of the federal government. To administer debt conversion program of what? Of the federal government. These are the function of Debt Management Office. The next heading we should look at now is indicator of external debt burden. How do we measure external debt burden? How do we measure external debt? One of the indicators on how we measure external debt, we can measure external debt to export ratio. What is our total external debt to total export value ratio? We can compare our external debt with our total export value. Another one, external debt stock to export ratio. The first one is external debt service to export ratio, while the second one will be external debt stock to export ratio. We also have external debt stock to gross domestic ratio. We also have external debt service to gross domestic ratio. This is the debt ratio on how we measured our external debt. This is the debt ratio on how we measured our external debt. Now, crowding out effects. What is the concept of crowding in effect? Crowding out effects in relation to public debt. What is the concept of crowding in effect and crowding out effect in relation to public debt? Crowding in effect means if public expenditure, government expenditure have positive impact or positive influence on private consumption. What this one is saying is, if government expenditure on construction of road, building of more school, providing more security, construction of more hospitals is having positive influence on private consumption. Private consumption means is having positive influence on private investment, private company. That is crowding in effects. Example of crowding in effects: fiscal policy of government like taxation, subsidy, price control, government expenditure may have impact on private investment. If government reduce the rate of tax, it will have positive impact on private investments. If government give subsidy to some of the products, it will have positive impact on private investments. That is crowding in effect. Crowding out effect simply means government expenditure is having negative impact on private consumption. Government borrowing is having negative impact on private consumption. That means government borrowing is affecting private consumption, private company, private investor. Governments are benefiting more from domestic borrowing. They are depriving private sector from having access to that domestic borrowing. That is crowding out effect. Government deliberately, through CBN, they increase interest rates that commercial bank will be giving out money. Why they increase the interest rate? They want to suppress private investment from having access to funds. That is crowding out effects. Bring my bag. So that is all what we need to look at. Now let's look at examinable question in this pack, in this our study material. Let's look at examinable question. The examinable question one that we need to look at. Let me read it out. The table below shows the data from the Debt Management Office, DMO, and Central Bank on debt obligation and gross domestic product for the period between 2011 and 2014. Year, external debt, domestic debt, GDP. Year 2011, the external debt is 456 billion, 454.7 billion, while domestic debt is 1 trillion 753.3 billion. The GDP is 18 trillion 554.6 trillion. 2014 external debt is 590 billion 590.4 billion, while domestic debt is 3 trillion 228 billion. The GDP is 24 trillion 794.2 billion. Required. Compute the debt ratio for 2011 and 2014 and comment on the results. B. Compute the growth rate of external debt and domestic debt over the period of 2011 and 2014 and also comment on the results. The first one is saying we should compute the debt ratio. How do we compute the debt ratio? How do we compute the debt ratio? For us to compute the debt ratio, we need to know the total debt for each year. Our domestic debt and external debt, we add them together for 2011. 2014 too, we add our domestic debt and external debt together. That means our total debt in 2011 is 202 trillion 208 billion. Why our total debt in our total debt in 2014 is 3 trillion 818.4 billion. The GDP is 18 trillion 564.6 billion in 2011. So for you to get your debt ratio, what is the formula for debt ratio? Total debt over GDP. Total debt over what? Over GDP. That is your debt ratio. Total debt over GDP. So our total debt over GDP, our debt ratio in 2011 will be 2208 divided by 18564.6. That is 11%, 11.8936%. Why our total debt, our debt ratio in 2014 will be 3818.4 divided by 24,794. That will give us 15.4004%. That is the debt ratio. Comment on the results. What are we commenting on? You can see that the debt ratio in 2011 was 11.89%, while the debt ratio in 2014 was what? 15.40%. That means the debt ratio increased. The debt ratio did what? Increased. The debt ratio increased from 11.89% to what? To 15.4%. That is our comment. We need to let them know that the growth rate of debt stock is much higher. What is the reason why there is increase in the debt ratio? What is the reason? One of the reasons for the debt ratio to increase is that if you look at external debt in 2011 was 1.753. In 2014, it is now 3.228. That means external debt, internal debt, domestic debt in 2011 was 1.753.3. In 2014, it now increased to what? 3.228. That means it almost doubled in 2014. What we have in 2014 almost double what we have in 2011. But in the case of external debt, we have in 2011 454.7. In 2014, 590.4. Though it increased, but it is not a significant increase. Domestic debt, which is internal debt, has significant increase from 2011 to 2014. But external debt increased, but that increase is just a marginal increase. It is not a significant increase. So one of the reasons why the debt ratio increased
from 11.89% to 15.4% was as a result of what? Higher of domestic debt, which is internal debt, than external debt. It is as a result of what? Significant increase in domestic debt. This significant increase in domestic debt can lead to what? Crowding out effects. Significant increase in domestic debt can lead to what? Crowding out effect. Significant increase in domestic debt can lead to crowding out effect. That means public sector will sideline the private investor from having access to funds. So your comments, you have to let them know that the debt ratio increased from 11.89% to 15.4%. And the reason for that increase was as a result of what? Significant increase in the domestic debt. And this significant increase in domestic debt can lead to what? Crowding out effects. Significant increase in domestic debt can lead to crowding out effects. That is on this question. The second part of this question, we have to compute growth rate. This growth rate, we have to use square root, cube root to compute it. So the solution is not here. I'm going to send the solution in form of Excel. You will see how they compute the growth rate. It's very easy to compute. It is very easy to compute. So I'm going to send the solution in form of Excel to you after the class. So it is very easy to compute how we compute the growth rate for external debt and domestic debt. So that is what we have on public debt. That is all what we can say on public debt. Any question, any issue, any observation on public debt? Any question, any issue, any observation? Do you have any question? In the absence of no question, because we still have time, let's look at a short topic called public good and private good. A short topic called public good and private good. Let's differentiate between public good and private good. Public good and private good. What do we understand by public good? Public good, there are those public facilities provided by government at a free cost. Public good, there are those public facilities or welfare provided by government at what? At a free cost. They are provided by government at a free cost. Those goods and services that you enjoy free of charge, they are public good. Example of public good, street light in the night while you are passing the street or you are walking on the street, there's a street light provided by government. It's a public good. Security of life and property of every Nigerian is provided by government free of charge. It's public good. Fire service. If any fire incident occur, we have fire service agency that will come and rescue. It's public good. Sometimes public transport. Government provide public transport. People enjoy it at a subsidized rate. It's public good. Bridge, pedestrian bridge provided by government is public good. Public library provided by government is public good. So those goods and services provided by government at a free cost or at a subsidized rate, they are called public good. Consumer enjoy them at a free cost or at a subsidized rate. They are public good. What are the features of public good? What are the features of public good? One of the features of public good is non-rival in consumption. Non-rival in consumption simply means while consuming the public good, there is no rival in consuming it. There is no rival in consuming the public good. Everybody enjoy the public good at the same time. In some cases, we are not doing competition in consuming the public good since we are not paying for it, since it's at a free cost. So there is non-rival in consumption. That is number one features of public good. Another features of public good or characteristics of public good is non-excludability. Non-what? Excludability. Non-excludability means you cannot exclude a consumer because of his religion or because of his tribe or because of his culture to enjoy the public good. So far as he's a Nigerian, he has a right to consume that public good. I will share the material to the group after the class. Non-excludability. Let me share it now. Let me share it to the group now. Non-excludability is one of the features of public goods. Another features of public goods is zero marginal cost. Some of the public goods, they normally come with a zero cost. You don't pay for it at all. You enjoy it free of charge. Some of the public goods, they come with a zero cost. That is zero marginal cost. You don't pay a damn to enjoy such public good. That is zero marginal cost. Another features of public good is non-rejectable. There are some public goods you have to accept it by force. You cannot reject it because of your health. Example, immunization vaccine to the infant is compulsory. You must give your child immunization. That immunization is free of charge from the government, but it is compulsory for every parent to ensure that their infant is immunized. During the COVID-19 vaccine is free of charge, but government make it compulsory that everybody must take it. You cannot reject it. Protection of your life and property. You cannot say you don't want police to protect your life and property. It is compulsory. You cannot reject it. That is features of public good. Number one features of public good that we mention non-rival in consumption. This means everybody can consume the public good at the same time. Your own consumption will not affect my consumption. We can all enjoy it at the same time. Non-excludability. We cannot exclude people, some category of people or some set of people from consuming it because of their religion different or their tribe different or cultural difference. Another one, zero marginal cost. Public good normally come, most of the public good, they normally come at a zero cost. You don't pay a damn to consume it. Non-rejectable. There are some public good. It is very compulsory to the consumer to consume it. It is mandatory. It's not optional. So, free riding. One of the features of public good is free riding. This one means people misuse that public good since they know that it is free of charge. We have the belief that what we don't pay for it, we can use it anyhow. Since they are not paying for it, people use it anyhow. People misuse that public good. So that is free riding. Now, type of public good. What are the type of public good we have? Number one, we have pure public good, pure public good, pure public good. These are public goods that are perfectly non-rival in consumption. These are public goods that are what? Perfectly non-rival in consumption and non-excludable. Perfectly non-rival in consumption and non-excludable. Example of pure public good, national defense, to defend our territory by the Nigerian military against Boko Haram, against insurgency. That is pure public good. Everybody enjoy that national defense at the same time. And you cannot say government don't come and protect our territory, be going, Nigeria military. No, it is compulsory. You can't exclude people from consuming it. Street lighting. Street light. To provide street light in the street. Everybody passing the street will enjoy it. You can't say, please, why passing the street since you are Igbo? This is Yoruba area. Close your eyes. Don't enjoy that street light. No, You cannot exclude them. This is pure public good. Pure public good. We have another one called quasi-public good. Quasi-public good. This one, it possesses the characteristics of both private and public good. That means they are partially non-rival in consumption and partially non-excludability. In this quasi-public good, if you want to enjoy it, you need to pay for a token. There are some roads, it is constructed by government. But for you to pass the road, for you to take your car through the road, you have to pay some toll gate. That toll gate is used for the maintenance of the road. There are some bridge, it is provided by government. But for you to pass the bridge, pedestrian bridge, you have to pay some token. There are some public park provided by government. For you to enter the public park and garden, you have to pay a token. Why they are charging that token is to address the problem of free riding problem. Because if people are enjoying it free of charge, they will misuse it. That is the reason why government have to introduce some token for the maintenance of that public facility. That is quasi-public good. We have another one called merit public good. Merit public good, they are those public goods that you have to pay for it before enjoying it. And your payment will depend on how you are going to enjoy such kind of public good. But you are paying a subsidized rate, too. You are not paying full amount. If you merit the payment, you will pay. Example, education, healthcare. If you want to go to public university now, public university is a public good. You can't compare the school fees they are paying in public university to private university. But for you to go to public university, you need to pay some school fees. That school fees, if you don't pay, you will not enjoy that service. Healthcare, general hospitals. For you to go to general hospital, though the service is free of charge, but you need to pay some token. If you don't pay some token, you will not enjoy the service. That is merit public good. Your payment will merit you to enjoy such service, and that your payment will be at a subsidized rate. You can't compare how much they are paying in public general hospitals with how much you are going to pay in private hospital for a CS. That is merit public good. We have another one called common public good. This common public good, you don't pay for it at all, but everybody cannot enjoy it at the same time. That means common public good, they are rival in consumption, but they are not excludability. Because common public good, they have a limited capacity. Example of common public good is public library. Public library has a limited capacity. There is a maximum number of readers that can read at the same time in the library. Maybe that capacity of that public library is 500 readers. If the 500 is occupied, if some new people are coming to the library, they have to wait outside for anybody to come out before they can enter. They will not allow them to enter once the capacity is reached. They have reached the capacity of 500. They will say, wait, let others come outside before you can enter. That is common public good. Playing ground, public playing ground too. It has a capacity. Once the capacity is full, it will be locked. People have to come out before another people can enter the public playing ground. That is common public good. For the sake of time, let's look at advantage or benefit of public good. Advantage or benefit of public good. Number one benefit of public good is collective benefits. Collective what? Benefits. The benefit people receive from public. So many people derive benefits from that public good simultaneously at the same time. Another benefit or advantage of public good is free to use. People use the public good at a free cost. Public good also promotes social welfare and development of the nation. It promotes social welfare and development of the nation. Public good also ensure that there is provision of essential amenity to the public. It increases the rate of social amenities in the country. What are the problems or disadvantages of public good? What are the problems or disadvantages of public good? One of the problems or disadvantages of public good is free rider problem, misuse of public good. Since people are not paying for it or they pay subsidized rate, they misuse it. Example of free rider problem. If government spends 550, government spend 500 million to construct public toilet in a bus stop where people are entering buses so that they will not be littering the environment with waste. If government use 500 million to construct such public good, if they say people should be using the toilet free of charge and they are not washing the toilets, they are not engaging the service of those who will maintain and clean the toilets, people will use the toilet within 1 month. You cannot enter the toilet again. They will misuse the toilet. Free rider problem. Government in some area, they will construct borehole free of charge for the people to be using it to have access to water free of charge. Within 3 months after the construction of the borehole, some of the people within the area, you know what they will do? They will go and remove the pumping machine. Before you know, the tank, some people will remove it. Free rider problem. People believe that it is their money that they use to construct it, and they will be misusing it. They will even boggle the facilities. Free rider problem. Another problem of public good is excessive production cost. When government is providing public good, government inflate the price, the cost of the construction of that public good. What government supposed to spend 100 million to construct, they will inflate the cost. They will say they spend 500 million. That is excessive production cost. Is one of the problems of public good. Public good can also lead to market failure. Market failure. These are one of the major problems or disadvantage of public good. Another problem of disadvantage of public good is corruption. Corruption, this one applies to government. Mismanagement of government funds. While providing public goods, some people will embezzle, they will mismanage government funds. They will inflate the contracts. Another problem of public good is high cost of debt servicing. Government borrowed money to provide public good. The cost of debt servicing, the interest rate government will be paying on that public good, on the money that they borrow to provide that public good is very high. It's too high because of exchange rates. So these are the problems of encountered by government. These are the problems faced while providing public good, or these are the disadvantage of public good. Another one is lack of transparency information. Government don't give transparency information on the true status of that public good. Government don't give that. So that is it on public good. What is private good? Private good, they are those goods provided by private companies and with the aims of making profit or earning profit. Those goods that if you want to enjoy, you pay for it. Those goods and services provided by private companies to maximize profit and consumer pay for it, they are private good. There is rival in one of the characteristics of private goods, there is rival in consumption. Rival in the sense that it depends on what you have in your pocket. There is first grade, second grade. What your money can buy is what you enjoy in public good. One of the features of private good is excludability. You can exclude some people. If you don't have money, you cannot enjoy private good. Though. If you don't have money, you cannot enjoy first class hotel. If you don't have money, you cannot stay in Lekki because of the house rent. They exclude some people because of their earning capacity. Rejectable. Private good can be rejected. You may say you don't want because it's your money you are paying for. So these are the features of private good. Opportunity cost. Private good have opportunity cost. You have opportunity of buying Toyota Corolla. You have opportunity of buying a Land Cruiser. It depends on what your money can buy. If you cannot buy Land Cruiser or Lamborghini, you have money for Toyota Corolla. These are what your money can buy. The major area that we need to go before we close for today is let's differentiate between public good and private good. These are what can be asked in the exam. Differences between public good and private good. What are the differences between public good and private good? Number one difference between public good and private good. In terms of meaning, we said public good, they are those goods that you enjoy free of charge. While private good, they are those goods that is provided by private company and consumer pay before they can enjoy it. That is differences in terms of meaning. In terms of provider, who provide public good? Who provide public good? I'm asking now. Who provide public good?
Government.
Government. Who provide private good?
Private individual.
Private individual or company or manufacturer. Consumer equality. In public good, rich and poor are treated equally.
But in private good, preference is given to rich people. Preference is given to who? Rich people. You are a car dealer. You are selling a car. Somebody want to buy Lamborghini that worth 300 million. And one person now want to buy Toyota Corolla of 7 million. Who are you going to treat different? Who are you going to attend to first? Who are you going to, as a dealer, who are you going to entertain? Sit down. Come and sit down under the AC. You understand? Let me buy drink for you. The rich. So, consumer equality. In private good, preference is given to the rich consumer. But in public good, both the rich and poor are treated equally. Another difference in terms of availability, public good is readily available to everybody, but private good is available to only people that can pay for it. Another difference in terms of quality, in terms of what? Quality. The quality of public good remain constant, but in the private good, we have first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade. It depends on what your money can do, what can buy. It depends on what your money can buy. Objective, in terms of objective, the objective of providing public good is for overall growth and development of the country, while the objective of providing private good is to maximize profit or profit earning. Rivalry. Public good are non-rival in consumption, while private good are rival in consumption. Opportunity cost. Public good don't have opportunity cost. Private good have opportunity cost. Demand curve. The demand curve for public good is horizontal. It remains the same. While demand curve for private good is vertical. As the price is increasing in private good, what will happen to the demand? What will happen to the demand? As the price is increasing, what will happen to the demand?
Demand will decline.
The demand will decline, will be reducing. That is vertical. The higher the price, the lower the demand. The lower the price, the higher the demand. That is private good. But for public good, the demand is horizontal. That is what we need to know on the differences between public good and private good. Any question, any observation, any query? Any question, any observation, any query? In the absence of no question, no observation, no query, since we are having a class, another class, so please let's call it a day. So by next week, we are going to move to transcript. It's another topic. So we have done with public good, we have done with public debt, we have done with local government accounting. So by next week, we are moving to transcript. Thank you for having me. Have a nice day.